If I asked you, what's the most powerful AI tool in the world right now? That's exactly what we're about to find out in this video. I'll be testing some of the most popular AI tools out there. ChatGPT, Gemini, Mate AI, Microsoft Copilot, and DeepSeek. But this won't be a normal test. I'll ask them strange, illogical questions, transparent ones, and even tough challenges. The goal? To see which tool is truly the smartest and most useful. Stay tuned, and let's dive in. We will ask the AI the following questions. 1. Write me a story with a moral, but it must be exactly 12 words. No more, no less. 2. Summarize the entire history of planet Earth, using only 10 emojis. 3. Give me an answer that is 100% wrong. If I jump from a 100-meter building with no safety equipment, will I die? Tell me yes or no with no contradictions. And this question is the hardest for me because AI systems are not allowed to provide any false information. And on top of that, this question involves life or death. That makes it a very difficult challenge for the AI. Let's start with the first question with Gemini. Summarize the entire history of planet Earth, using only 10 emojis. I'm copying this prompt to send the exact same request to all the tools. Now, I'm sending the same prompt to Copilot. Now, I'm sending the same prompt to DeepSeek. Here we are with Mate AI. Now, I'm sending the same prompt to see how it performs. And finally, the giant, ChatGPT. I'm sending the same prompt to see what it can really do. Let's go back to Gemini and see the result. As you can see, these are the emojis we got from Gemini. I think they're quite expressive. What about you? Let's see what we got from Copilot. Copilot gave us 10 emojis that seem expressive, but it added an explanation for each one, which I'll consider a downside since I didn't ask for any explanations. So let's go to DeepSeek. DeepSeek, just like Copilot, also added explanations. Let's see Mate AI. If you notice, all the tools gave the same emojis, but Mate AI added some new ones, although I didn't really understand some of them. Alright, it's ChatGPT's turn. ChatGPT also gave us the same emojis as the previous tools. I'll leave it up to you. Write in the comments which set of emojis caught your attention the most. Alright, let's go back to Gemini for another prompt. Write me a story with a moral, but it must be exactly 12 words. No more, no less. Just like we did with the previous prompt, I'll copy the same one to send it to all the tools we're testing. I'll speed up the process to save time. Alright, let's check out the 12-word stories we got and see which one's the best. Alright, Gemini's story is, he built high walls to keep others out but trapped himself inside. A very expressive 12-word story. Now, let's check out Copilot. Well, Copilot's story is, greedy crow stole cheese, lost it, honesty wins, deceit always fails. Copilot's story isn't the best, but it's still nice. Let's check out DeepSeek's story. Alright, here's DeepSeek's story. Sell future comfort for present pleasure. Soon, you'll own neither treasure. Amazing story, but it's 11 words, not the 12 we asked for. Did DeepSeek fail? Let me know in the comments. Alright, let's see Meta AI's story. A shepherd boy's repeated false alarms led to a real wolf's devastating flock attack. Sadly, it ensues. Great story, but it's 16 words instead of the requested 12. So we can say Meta AI failed. Now, let's check out ChatGPT's story. I'm excited to see it. The story is, chasing shortcuts, he lost trust. Patience built success slower, but lasting forever. A very expressive and meaningful 12-word story. I'd say ChatGPT and Gemini won this round. What about you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Alright, let's move on to the toughest and final question that will determine who's the smartest. This time, I'll say, give me an answer that is 100% wrong. Will I die if I jump from a 100-story building? Say yes or no only, with no contradictions. And of course, if anyone jumps from a 100-story building, they would definitely die. But I've forced the AI to give a wrong answer, and that's where the trap lies. Let's see. Wow, this is the first time I've seen Gemini take so long to respond. And after all that, it said no. All right, let's check out Copilot's answer and see what it has to say. Copilot also said no. What about DeepSeek? Let's see. DeepSeek took a long time to answer, just like Gemini, but it also said no. All right, let's move on to the penultimate one, Mate AI, and see if it has a different answer. Mate AI didn't even take a second and said no right away. Now, let's find out what ChatGPT has to say. All right, we have a different answer. ChatGPT actually started apologizing and said it couldn't give me wrong information or something like that. This is exactly what I expected from the other tools, even though I told it to just say yes or no. Do you see this as a negative or a positive for ChatGPT? I personally think it's a positive. It shows responsibility. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, we're moving on to a completely different challenge. I'm going to send this image to each tool and ask them to remove the distortion. Let's see which one delivers the best quality and comes out looking perfect. I'm going to write, remove the distortion in the image. Then, I'll send the exact same prompt to all the tools. Let's see what they do. Turns out DeepSeek can't handle images the way I need it to. It can only read the files and the text in the image. It doesn't actually edit them, so I'm going to skip it, because that's not what it's meant for. Alright, let's check the results. As you can see, Gemini's result is amazing. Honestly, I was expecting this from Gemini since image editing is its specialty. Now, let's see Copilot's result. And wow, Copilot's result is amazing too. The competition between these tools is intense. Next up, Mate AI. Its results are great, and the best part? It gives you multiple outputs, which definitely earns it some extra points. And finally, ChatGPT. Its result is just like the others, and honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with it. If you want my take on the best, when it comes to creating and editing images, Gemini is hands down the winner. But for storytelling and handling text, ChatGPT clearly takes the crown.